Welcome, everyone, to EuroLeague basketball on ESPN. I'm Mark Brown, along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich, as we get ready for the definitive Game 3 of this quarterfinal playoff series. CSKA Moscow hosting Maccabi Elite. And the first two games of this series went in completely opposite directions. And we're going to take a look back to show you exactly how we got to where we are from last year's championship team. And Maccabi, of course, has made a number of changes. Maccabi in gold, and the red-clad CSKA team controls the opening tip. Matej Smotis, who went without a field goal in the entirety of Game 2. First time this season that's happened. They go right inside to Smotis for the first touch, and he's got the jump hook. Already a better start than in Game 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mark. Smotis went without a basket on the great defensive job by Ilahu. But they look like they're going into him right away to get a good start, get him off.
Burstein goes to the corner. Quick release from Derek Sharp, and hits nothing. The 2-0 CSKA lead off of one trip each. Again, Smotis gets a touch to start things. Now out beyond the screen and beyond the arc. Three ball won't go down. Jamie Arnold pulls the rebound.
And there's no question about it that CSKA is going right to Smotis early. See if they can get him off offensively and really put some pressure on Maccabi.
Will Bynum left alone just inside the arc. Strokes the long one to tie the game at 2.
Bynum taking advantage of the lack or the sagging defense that time by CSKA to knock it down.
Here's Holden into the lane, out for Trajan Langdon, guarded tightly by Sharp. They swing it to the far side. Holden with Bynum on him. Screen from Savrasenko. Smotis on top, same spot, different result. Buries a three, a 5-2 lead.
And Smotis has all 5 at this point in the ball game. Shooting the ball, CSKA looks very, very sharp today.
Ettore Messina clearly has his team focused. The crowd has come ready. Festive atmosphere in Moscow. Rebound by the 7-footer Savrasenko.
Yeah, not a good shot by Maccabi. Really settling for the 3 instead of working the ball around.
Trajan Langdon off the screen. Pull-up jumper. Short. Oscar Torres the rebound. Putback won't go, but a foul on Tal Burstein.
Torres with a good offensive rebound that time, putting the ball back up, drawing the foul. And CSKA looks like they're coming out with a lot of energy. They're aggressive. It was Maccabi who had all the energy and the quickness to the ball in Game 2. But tonight, it looks like it's CSKA with all that quickness, taking advantage of this home court crowd.
Oscar Torres at the free throw line. Signed several weeks ago during the midseason. David Vanterpool out for all the top 16 and now all the quarterfinals with a back injury. Not sure when he's coming back. Oscar Torres, a reinforcement and a very talented scoring reinforcement. He's got a couple at the line there.
Well, he's been a great addition, Mark. He now leads, since he's come over, he's led the team in rebounding. And he had a very good ball game. 12 points and 7 rebounds in Game 2.
A 7-2 lead for CSKA. Vucic fouled out front by Matej Smotis. That is his first.
Maccabi will look to go to Vucic, who has not done a whole lot here in this series, but right now he there draws a foul. Good call by the official.
Nice pass down low for Arnold, who missed the tip as well.
A missed opportunity that time by Maccabi, getting a nice, good, solid shot at the basket.
J.R. Holden out to reset things for CSKA, off to that 7-2 lead. 10 on the shot clock. Oscar Torres nails a 3. What a start for CSKA. They're up 10-2.
And Torres has 5. And Smotis has 5. All of the points for CSKA. CSKA playing great defense, team defense. They switch out, they cover, helping one another.
And an offensive foul. Burstein, the baseline drive. Smotis stepped in to draw it.
Good team defense. Good help that time by Smotis. We're going to take another look. Steps right in there, the path. Good call by the official. And CSKA is really making things difficult for Maccabi early on here with a good, tough man-to-man defense.
J.R. Holden to the top. All the way to the corner. Schmodis missing on the three. Safrasenko keeps it alive. No-look feed. Langdon finds Schmodis for the jam.
Great offensive tip. That time, keeping the ball alive. And Schmodis is off to just a horrific start for a player that did not score a basket in game 2. CSKA this year. And like you said, they have not lost at home.
Yeah, the only 2 losses, once in the regular season way back in week 3 at Pau Orthez, and the other loss coming last week in game 2 of this quarterfinal to Maccabi. Right now, Maccabi looking overmatched. Lior Eliyahu just in the game. Shot blocked by Safrasenko. This is Holden. Down on the block for Schmodis. Backing his way in. Scores again. He's got 9.
Schmodis really taking advantage that time of Eliyahu. Backing him in. A stronger than Eliyahu.
Derek Sharp, the baseline drive, scoring to stop what was a 12-0 CSKA run. As we approach the midway point of the first quarter.
Here we see Sharp going along the baseline. The good shot off the glass and over the stretched arms of Safrasenko.
So turnover forced off the inbound. And Bynum found Vucic, who missed from point-blank range.
And a great rebound by Torres. CSKA running their set offense.
Torres behind the screen. Hits another 3.
And CSKA has really come out on fire, shooting the ball exceptionally well, particularly from the three-point arc range.
8 points for Torres, 9 for Schmodis. It all adds up to a 17-4 lead. Eliyahu had such a brilliant game in game 2. Just checked in moments ago, is yet to get up a shot. Goes back door, but this time they go inside for Burstein with a nice turnaround.
Yeah, Burstein flashing into the post there position at 6'6", taking advantage of his size at over the opponent guard.
And at the scorer's table, Theo Papaloukas, the great point guard who always comes off the bench for CSKA. We've got an offensive foul, Alexei Safrasenko, the moving screen.
Yeah, Alexei just moving there. Good call by the official. He's got to stay set on that screen. Coming in late. The crowd is really into it here. The CSKA is off to such a great start.
So Langdon gets the break. Papaloukas replaces him. Papaloukas wearing the number 4 jersey in red. Keep an eye on him. He's spectacular. Bynum missed the easy layup. Now CSKA in transition. 4 on 3. Oh, Papaloukas just walks in with a left.
Well, Papaloukas and CSKA now, with Papaloukas in there, will look to push the ball. Papaloukas is really effective in the open floor, in the transition. Such a smart player.
Eliyahu trapped on the baseline. Nowhere to go. Throws it away. It's Holden busting through off the steal and lays it in ahead of Bynum.
Can credit the defense. Just a swarming defense on Eliyahu. And absolutely just great defense that led to that coast-to-coast play.
15 is now the lead for CSKA. Vucic on the baseline finds Eliyahu, knocked away, stolen again. Papaloukas leads the break, and he is fouled on the way in. Prior to the shot, the personal will be called on Derek Sharp.
And Papaloukas again in the transition, open court, so smart and clever. There we see the foul, throws it up, continuing to the basket, off the glass, and gets to go to the line.
Theo Papaloukas, just 3 starts now in 23 appearances, but he plays major minutes prefers to come off the bench, and what a lift he gives them. It seems every big game he comes up even bigger.
You're absolutely right, Mark. Was not a factor or an impact. It was not the impact player we see in game 2, but he had 8 assists in game 1, and he became the first player last week to go over 500 assists in EuroLeague play. Just a great player, great distributor, and really the key for CSKA's offense.
And Smotis will go to the CSKA bench for a break with 9 points in the first quarter. They established him early. He stepped up. A 16-point advantage for CSKA. Now coming up on 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Vucek still looking for his first points. Kicks it out for Burstein. Rebound Safrasenko.
Well, once again, we see Maccabi settling for the three-pointer.
J.R. Holden has to kick it out. Oscar Torres into a seam. Out for Papaloukas. Hits a three. It's not what he does best, but if you leave him open, he'll burn you.
Yeah, he really will. He hits the three. Again, the play set up by the drive into the lane and then the kick out.
The lead is now busted out to 19 with under 2.5 to play in the first quarter. Eliyahu. Now Burstein. Yesaitis just in off the bench. Comes in firing and beats the shot clock with a three.
Yesaitis at 6'9", coming off the bench, averages 9.5, shoots very well from three. Just an outstanding shooter. Had 8 points in game 2.
CSKA coming out red hot from both inside and beyond the arc. David Anderson just checks in, gets backdoor, and takes the feed from Papaloukas.
Yeah, Anderson, a real key. Again, another player showing the depth of CSKA coming off the bench. Had 14 points in their big win in game 1 of this series. But credit Papaloukas again for the look.
Eliyahu there with the offensive rebound, fouled as he brought it back up.
Eliyahu doing a nice job on the offensive boards. Really a key in Maccabi's win in the second ball game. He had a great job on Smotis and had 15 points in addition with, I think, 13 points and 10 rebounds in that second game. And really has got to produce if Maccabi is going to be the victor today. It's been quiet thus far.
First free throw is good for Eliyahu. Not yet 22 years of age, with great potential on that 6'9" frame. This is Thomas Vandenspiel just into the game. Big man up front for CSKA. A 16-point lead under 1.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here's Papaloukas.
Running the point.
Never any question who's in charge when he's on the floor. Langdon is back in. Playing in the backcourt with Holden and Papaloukas. Holden, the pull-up jumper.
CSKA running their offensive set to perfection there.
Under 1 minute to go in the first. And a foul out front on David Anderson. Anderson is just checked in a minute or two ago, and now he's picked up 2 personals.
And we see Vucek there going around Anderson. Vucek, really a tough player. Leads the EuroLeague in rebounding, but he does everything. He's a very mobile player, and he's a passer, averages 4 assists a game, 15 points, and 8 rebounds.
Non-shooting foul, so Maccabi ball. Triggering it in from the side. Will Bynum into the lane, loses the dribble, needs some help, and throws it away.
And Maccabi is really having trouble on the offensive end. CSKA's defense is excellent. Maccabi turning the ball over early here.
Another chance for CSKA to add to the lead. What a great start at home for the team from Moscow. And a collision on the far side away from the ball. Will Bynum just sent Matash Shmodis sprawling to the floor.
Shmodis set the pick down low. And Bynum, just a little frustration, just decided to run through it instead of going around it.
Papaloukas will inbound. Underneath, straight out to Shmodis. Hits another three.
And Shmodis is on fire as CSKA is building a commanding lead here early in this ball game.
21, as big as it's been. Final 20 seconds. Bank shot won't go for Sharp. And a foul inside as Yaniv Green pulled down the offensive rebound.
Green, who did not or saw very limited minutes in game 2, has come in early in the ball game in this first quarter. And coach.
And first free throw is good for Green. 9-year pro, 3rd year with Maccabi. He's played his entire career in Israel. Final seconds of the first quarter. Papaloukas leaves his feet, throws it back out. Still 8 seconds to go. Holden's got it. Vitor Messina called out the set. Holden will fire from 3. Won't go. Bynum's got the rebound, but no time for a shot. Qualified, they will play each other in one semifinal. Winner of this game will play the winner of Unicaja and Werder Barcelona in the other semifinal matchup. But CSKA just jumping out to an incredible start. They actually led up by 21 for a moment late in the first quarter, and now have a 19-point lead to start the second. And troubles continue for Maccabi. Lior Eliyahu traveled.
Another turnover for Maccabi. Here we see him just losing his composure a little bit, traveling with the ball. And as good as Eliyahu played in game 2, he has having just as much difficulty here in this third ball game. But credits CSKA's defense, because they are just swarming the ball and making everything difficult for Maccabi on the offensive end.
Yaniv Green picks up the foul from Maccabi. Away from the ball. It will be CSKA ball underneath. Trajan Langdon did not score in the first quarter, but Torres had 8. And, of course, 12 for Shmodis to lead all scorers. Curling off the screen is Langdon. And another foul away from the ball. Could be on Arnold or Green. A couple quick fouls on Maccabi in the opening 30 seconds of the second quarter. Torres inside, stripped away by Burstein, but he couldn't quite control it and put it on the end line. So after the nice play, Maccabi's not going to get the ball. Shmodis gives on top to Torres. Trajan Langdon behind the screen. Papaloukas always looking for the great pass. Takes it into the lane. Throws it behind his man Vandenspiegel, and then ends up with a wide open look. It's the 3!
The quickness to the ball by CSKA, and Papaloukas wide open. Knocks down the 3. He's off to a great start.
Langdon the steal. Papaloukas drive, and the dish. Torres finishes.
Once again, we see the great Papaloukas on the break in transition. A great pass there to Torres for the 2. And CSKA just continues to dominate this game early here in the second period. We see the good defense there, really generated. Bynum thinks he got hit in the head a little bit there, but CSKA was off and running at the other end. No call on the foul.
A 24-point deficit for Maccabi. And then sloppy ball handling by Burstein. Found Green. And now Eusebius will try the 3, and he hits his second of the game.
Yeah, Eusebius has come in and have given Maccabi a little bit of a lift. The second 3-pointer, one from the right side, now one from the left side.
Papaloukas screen. Gives to Langdon, who fires. First hoop of the game, and why not? It's a three.
Yeah, Langdon, just a great three-point shooter. You cannot leave him alone. You've got to close out on him. Otherwise, he's just going to knock those threes down. He's a very sound shooter. Just really a solid basketball player.
Cesca is 7 of 10 from three-point range. And they give up the foul. Papaloukas, the guilty party.
Yeah, Cesca, who really had a lot of trouble in game 2 shooting the three-point play. Shot only 4 for 24, but it's a different story here tonight.
24-point deficit now inside 8 minutes to play in the first half. Green trying to make something happen. Runs into 2. Vandenspiegel blocks it. And Green commits the foul.
Cesca really closing the middle, and Vandenspiegel just with the block, helping out defensively. But you can just see that Cesca has really come to play tonight. They are much more aggressive than they have been in the past, and just doing an outstanding job at the defensive end. And of course, they're shooting the ball exceptionally well.
See if they can add to this 24-point advantage. Smotus, who had 12 in the first quarter, gives it up to Langdon. J.R. Holden looking for Smotus down low. Gets it to him. Straight back out for Langdon from deep. Hits another three. Quiet in the first quarter. He's got 2 threes here in the second.
Cesca going inside to Smotus, and then the kick out. Inside-out game, working very, very effectively here for Cesca.
Yasaitis will fire again from the wing. 3 three-pointers for Simas Yasaitis. Where would they be without him?
Yasaitis is coming in and just giving great offensive production here in the offensive, and it's sorely needed because Maccabi is really struggling to find points tonight.
They needed 3 quick threes from Yasaitis just to stay within 24. That is how dominant Cesca has been.
Cesca is just really a well-oiled machine here. We see the step out, the foul. Nice call by the official. Vucek a little late in stepping out.
David Anderson back on the floor with the 2 fouls. Sets a screen for Langdon. Arnold's on him. We got a mismatch there. Langdon gets to the free throw line. Hits the pull-up. Hitting everything in the second quarter. He's got 8.
And Langdon really just too quick for Vucek, who had switched off on Langdon.
Bursting the pull-up. Can't hit. Holden down for the rebound. A 26-point lead and counting for Cesca as we approach this 6-minute mark to play in the first half. Another quick release. Won't go for Langdon. A rare miss for him. Arnold lost it in transition.
Maccabi just really having some difficulty tonight, turning the ball over, and with the turnovers and Cesca shooting so well, it's just not a good combination for Maccabi.
Langdon, baseline to Anderson. A rebound, Jeritin. What a push off against Maccabi. Going to stay right there.
Not a good foul by Maccabi. They had the ball on the rebound and were looking to go the other way. Instead, Cesca has the ball. And in fact, will go to the foul line.
Bonus situation as Vanderspiel going to the free throw line. Only averages 4.5 points per game, but in 14 minutes a game, he blocks 1.2 shots per game, which is a pretty good number for a guy who's not on the floor that many minutes.
Well, again, he comes in and he gets a compliment to this team. Had 11 points, though, in game 1 in that decisive win that Cesca had.
And the 50% free throw shooter hits 1 of 2. Cesca pushing the lead to now 27 points. It is growing nearly every trip down. Jeritin the drive, stripped away and stolen. J.R. Holden pushing the pace the other way. And now we'll back it out. 9 Maccabi turnovers.
Holden, just an outstanding defensive player. Great hands, great anticipation. And they wisely set up the offense. Will look to run their passing game along with the pick and roll.
Here's Langdon trying to create. Step back jumper. Oh, he hits the fadeaway just inside the arc.
There we're going to see the reach in and the deflection that time by Holden. And then the follow-up with the three-pointer by Langdon.
Oscar Torres coming back in for CSKA. What a great first quarter he had with 10 points. Didn't miss a shot. Under 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Vucic going against Anderson. Finally gets a hoop.
Vucic, who really has to step up his production and get a little bit more aggressive, has not had a lot of shots here in the first half. And if Maccabi's going to get back into this game, they're going to have to go to Vucic and depend on Vucic to get the ball and to score some points.
J.R. Holden gave up the dribble. Down low. And Savrasenko nearly had his arm taken off. Derek Sharp just wouldn't let go.
Really a nice look inside as Savrasenko had the big mismatch, the good recognition that time by Anderson, and dumped the ball down low. And Savrasenko at the 7-1 center for CSKA now goes to the line.
Savrasenko played much of his now 12-year professional career in Greece. He's now in his 5th season back in Russia with Moscow.
He is known as a shot blocker, runs the floor very well, and as you said, has a lot of experience. So whatever points that Savrasenko gets is really like icing on the cake for CSKA. And Maccabi turns the ball over once again.
It is an epidemic, the 11th turnover of the first half, and we've still got quite a bit of time to play in the second quarter, more than 4 minutes.
Papaloukas wisely setting up the offense now.
Trajan Langdon gives it up.
Very patient.
Papaloukas high posted Anderson. Anderson, big man to big man, finds Savrasenko, who kept it high and dropped it in.
Again, the two 7-footers working together, taking advantage of the height, as Maccabi now has gone to a rather small lineup, only with Vucic being the one player, and he at 6'11". The other 4 are relatively small, trying to find something here to get Maccabi to get something going.
The lead had busted the 30-point mark before that tough drive by Geratin. Now it's a 29-point game. Just over 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. And an offensive foul. They're going to get Savrasenko for clearing out.
We're going to take another look. There's Savrasenko moving on the pick. That's the second one he's received for movement of the pick.
Mateusz Szmotas had such an outstanding first quarter with 12 points, getting CSKA off to that hot start. He's had a nice little break here in the second quarter. And meanwhile, CSKA continues to just pile on to that lead. Now Szmotas back on the floor. Jamie Arnold traveled.
Nothing is going right for Maccabi right now. Another turnover.
Hard to imagine that CSKA could have played any better in this first half. They've missed only 2 shots from inside the arc and 3 from beyond it. Speaking of beyond it, Trajan Langdon buries another. 13 points, all coming in the second quarter.
And Langdon continues the hot hand. Papaloukas looking to Langdon because he can shoot the basketball. He's got the hot hand. It was a nice screen there to set him up. One of the easy baskets for Maccabi that time. Eusebius going back door.
The lead is still 30. Holden. Vucic the rebound.
Holden shooting a little quick on that three-pointer. One of the few quick shots that CSKA has taken here in that first half.
Jerriton hits the fadeaway jumper.
Jerriton going to his left, creating some space. Nice little shot.
Here's Langdon again. A hot hand swings it across to Holden. Post up for Anderson. Going to the lefty hook and hits.
Anderson has really come off the bench in a reserve role. Can score the basketball. Turning over his right shoulder with a little left-handed hook has been very, very effective in this ball game.
Yositis still with the hot hand. Buries another three. But his team's still down 27 points. Langdon lost the handle. Couldn't save it into a teammate, so Maccabi coming the other way. Sharp on the drive and fouled on the pass off.
Good foul that time by Holden. Fouling Sharp in the transition, forcing Maccabi now to take the ball out of bounds. And CSKA will get to set up their defense.
And what a defense it's been. It has not yielded very much to Maccabi. Sharp left alone for three. First three of the game. He's got 5 first-half points. Now inside 50 seconds to play in the quarter. Papaloukas gets into the lane. Right back out. Drive is knocked away from Holden. 3-on-2 the other way. Won't go. Tip goes for Yositis, who now has 16 first-half points.
Yositis has been everywhere for Maccabi. Good anticipation that the ball might be missed. He's right there for the tip-in.
20 seconds to play in the half. Papaloukas in. Misfires on the way for Anderson, but last touched by Maccabi. 15.5 seconds on the game clock. 12 on the shot clock.
And we see Papaloukas throws the ball a little bit low. Needs to throw that ball up around the letters for those big 7-footers, but a good idea.
Well, this time he gets it right to the 7-foot Anderson, who hits the foul line jumper for a 24-point lead.
Yeah, Anderson, really an outstanding shooter. Shoots 48% from threes and 44 for twos.
Vucic the drive to beat the buzzer at the end of the first half, but much too little and much too late. Vucic
already at halftime versus only 9 in game 2, and they are, like I said, sharing the basketball. They got good balance. Papaloukas 9, Smotis 12, Langdon 13. It's just basically giving a clinic of how the basketball game should be played.
We'll see if they can keep it up. They have the huge advantage to start the third quarter with the basketball. Quick ball movement. Nice little fake for Trajan Langdon. He couldn't hit. Oh, Severisenko had a point-blank shot. He can't believe he missed it.
Well, good look that time by Langdon. Of course, Severisenko, nice rebound. And one of the really few errors that CSKA has made in this ball game by not getting 2 points on that offensive set.
Gail, on that one possession, CSKA missed more 2-point shots than in the entire first half.
Yeah,
they were 13 of 15.
They have been on fire in this ball game. They are doing pretty much offensively anything they want. They're getting good shots, and of course, a lot of it is being created on the defensive end, where they forced these 12 turnovers by Maccabi.
Langdon going inside and scoring over the big man.
Well, right there, I mean, Langdon really getting good penetration, a good hesitation on the shot. And Langdon, who of course is about 6'4", over the Vucic at 6'11". It just, again, they seem to be doing everything right tonight. There's the look at the pass inside, the foul, but good pressure by Severisenko.
Quick hook as Vandenspiegel now into the game, replacing Severisenko, who picks up the foul for Moscow.
And you know, we see Severisenko, the ability to come in now with a Vandenspiegel to play defense, continue to bring in players to guard and to contest Vucek. And Vucek, who really only had 4 points on 3 shots here in the first half. If Maccabi's going to do anything here in the second half and make a run, he has really got to get offensive-minded down in that post position, and that's what it looks like they're trying to do.
2 quick fouls on Vandenspiegel, and prior to that, there was one on Safrosenko.
So Maccabi are looking to establish the post play, go inside with Vucek, and we'll hope to get CSKA into team foul trouble here early on in the third quarter.
Burstein out beyond the arc, gets a screen from Vucek. Crossing over into the lane, out for Sharp. Quick release won't go, rebound to Langdon. Jesaitis battling with Smotis down there. The official wagging his finger, basically saying, hey guys, be careful. Torres traveled.
One of the few turnovers we've seen from CSKA tonight.
Only 5 in the first half for CSKA. Eric Sharp running the point, gives to Jerriton. Jerriton on top, 3 men around him. Sharp's open in the corner. Can't hit the 3. Torres the rebound.
Good look that time by Sharp. Unable to knock it down.
And with a big lead, CSKA content to walk it up and set up.
I don't think CSKA's gonna slow it down, but they're gonna make sure that they get a good high percentage shot. They've got their lead, running it a certain way. That was a difficult shot there, falling away. Not the kind of shot that CSKA would like to see.
Kyle Burstein gives it on top for Vucek. Jesaitis has had the hot hand for Maccabi. He won't go this time. He had 16 first half points. The only thing going.
And Maccabi continues to have some trouble shooting the basket here early on in the third quarter.
Smotis, good position down low, working on Vucek. And Vucek commits the foul. Had some help from Sharp, but the foul will go on Vucek.
Smotis getting the ball, going in, turning. It draws the foul. But really, Maccabi has got to give some defensive help right away and force him to kick the ball out and then rotate the defense. They cannot allow Smotis to just back down. He's too strong. He's going to get a good high percentage shot or be able to draw the foul, which he did here.
Smotis has one more free throw coming. Big man right around 70% on the season from the line, just a shade under. Second year with CSKA, 14th as a pro, played 12 seasons in Italy for the native Slovenian. And having a fine game. 12 first quarter points, and didn't score in the second quarter, but didn't need to, because that's where Trajan Langdon came on and had 13 in that quarter alone. Total team effort. A great drive and dish from Sharp, finding Jesaitis.
And really one of the nice offensive sets that we've seen by Maccabi tonight. Sharp going in the lane, drawing the defense, and Jesaitis moving well without the basketball. Jesaitis is having really an outstanding ball game tonight.
Hesitation move. Holden goes to the hole and gets it down over Vucek.
Holden using his quickness and speed against the bigger man Vucek, and puts the ball up with the left hand off the glass.
We saw the lonely man from Maccabi with his gold scarf among this sea of red from CSKA Moscow. On top, that's a big one. They need something from somebody. Vucek gives him a 3.
Yeah, Vucek, of course, has got to get more offensive minded. He can step outside and hit the 3. One of the top players in all of Euro basketball.
J.R. Holden working on Burstein, trying to go by him. Right back out for Torres. Misses on the 3. Smotis gets the offensive rebound and then fires it at the feet of Goran Jerriton. Jerriton was the one trying to box him out face first.
Yeah, Jerriton was really overmatched in the size, only at 6'4", against the Smotus, the bigger man at 6'9". Not much of a chance there, but he has to foul him. Otherwise, Smotus is going to get a good high percentage shot there on a close-in basket.
Now, Smotus having a discussion with the official. What Smotus did that the replays didn't show is he, once the foul was called, as he backed away, he just kind of fired the ball down at the feet of Jerriton. Certainly flirting with a technical, but just a warning, I guess, here. Anderson, size advantage on Eusebius. Trying to take him down low. Help came, so fire it out. Smotus missed on the three. Eusebius continues to be everywhere for Maccabi.
Yeah, good inside that outlook that time by Seska. But Maccabi, you're right. Eusebius is just doing everything he can here to try to turn the tide.
Jerriton missing on the three. Anderson the rebound.
A little bit too much one-on-one. Not a good high percentage shot by Maccabi. They've got to get good looks every time down to try to make up for this 23-point deficit that they now face.
Well, they try to force it inside for Anderson. There's nowhere for that one to go. Maccabi coming away with the ball. Seska's back, no numbers, so Maccabi will set up. Nearly stolen away by J.R. Holden. Right him in the ice cream cones courtside. And Holden, who had 4 first-half steals, a big part of that Seska defense.
Yes, he really has. He's the leader of that Seska defense. We here see the play, the preceding play there, the saving of the ball, and then Holden coming back. Great hands, great deflection, great anticipation. Of course, Holden went to Bucknell in the United States and went to college there, but is Russian national by decree of President Putin. So he makes Moscow his home now.
You're good enough hoop player, you can get President Putin to decree.
Well, he was the Russian Player of the Year in 2003. Has had a lot of success here playing in Russia.
Will Bynum with the basketball. Andrew with the Lakers, of course, a little younger and a little bigger than Will Bynum. More than a little. Still a 21-point game for Seska. Papaloukas gives it out. Now Smotus on top. Papaloukas being guarded by a big man. Vucic wants to set him up. Takes him into the lane. Goes to the left hand. Wouldn't go.
That's a big mismatch, and Papaloukas really trying to put on a clinic. Missed the shot, but really took on Vucic. Vucic is he's not going to be able to guard Papaloukas. Papaloukas got too much versatility and quickness.
Papaloukas stole the pass. Vucic likes to make that behind-the-back delivery there to a cutter, and I'm thinking Papaloukas has seen that before.
Yeah, he probably has. Vucic, of course, is a great passer. Averages 4 assists a game. Leads Maccabi in that category, as well as just about every other category that is where statistics is kept. But Papaloukas, he's a clever, savvy player, and here West wide open here.
Just a beautiful look at it. He is not a great three-point shooter by percentages, but you give him that kind of look.
Well, we see here him on the defensive end, but really wide open. There's no one more than 15 feet of him. He's going to be able to knock that one down.
Another Maccabi turnover.
We're Bynum trying to do a little bit too much. Force the action. Seska in complete control of this ball game.
And have been from the outset. They scored the first hoop. Maccabi tied it. Then it was a 12-0 Seska run that only really got worse as they continue to put it out of reach. Hit 32 at one point in the second quarter. Bynum inside out. This is Burstein, a good look for the three. And he cuts the deficit to 21, but only a minute and a half to play in the third quarter.
We're going to Maccabi's got to do more of that. Bynum driving and kicking, and of course then Vucic trying to get him started down low.
Great position for Smotus down low. Burstein just wrapped him up.
Smotus comes from the weak side, flashes into the lane, gets the position. I mean, how can you guard somebody when you allow the guy to get the ball of his size right underneath the basket? There's nothing you can do but foul. Really a defensive lapse that time by Bernstein.
Bernstein with 3 personal fouls.
Of course, Bernstein is really overmatched in there by from a size differential with Smotus, and of course
Vanden Spiegel comes back into the game, replacing Smotus for the moment. Anderson from 17 drills the face-up jumper.
He can hit that ball, that shot. I mean, he's a great face-up shooter, catch and shoot. Shoots 48% for 3, so he certainly can make that 17-footer that he just hit.
8 points off the bench for CSKA today. Sharp the pull-up, gets the roll. Final 40 seconds of the third quarter. CSKA looking to add to the 21-point lead. They go up high to Vanden Spiegel, who's fouled.
Foul was on Green. Again, CSKA is just doing everything right. The nice pass coming from the weak side.
It just keeps getting better for CSKA.
Papaloukas once again, nice look inside, real quick pass. Papaloukas finding the open spot, the good look by Anderson. Great teamwork, great unselfish play. Papaloukas, 14 points.
Can't make it 15, but he does have 7 assists on the ball game as well. Classic performance from Papaloukas.
You get the feeling that Papaloukas in big ball games really can step up, much like Jason Kidd does for the New Jersey Nets. Not a great outside shooter, but when it counts, he can knock it down. And of course, he is the engineer of this offense, as we can see. Doesn't start the game, but comes in and is really a major impact.
Final seconds of the third. Bernstein the rebound. Firing from three-quarter court, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Game 3 of this EuroLeague quarterfinal matchup. Quarterfinal matchup, CSKA hosting Maccabi in the decisive Game 3. Winner of this one moving on to the Final Four in Athens. And it has been all CSKA. Mark Brown along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich. Glad you could be with us. Oh, what a great block by Vanden Spiegel, denying Bynum.
And once again, we see the great defense, the team defense by CSKA. Bynum makes a nice move into the lane, but Vanden Spiegel coming from the weak side, very alertly goes up and denies the basket.
His second block of the game.
CSKA coming out here with a good team defense. Not going to let up here in this fourth quarter. Very important to keep the pressure on.
Bynum gave it out to Geratin. Drives and leaves for Green. Took the contact and lays it in. Chance for a three-point play for Yaniv Green.
Good ball movement down to the weak side, and then the penetration to the lane. The nice dish. And Green with the finish. The crowd here in Moscow really getting into this game, and why shouldn't they? They see their home team with a decisive margin here on their way to a victory, and of course then on to Athens. Maccabi, of course, has been very, very difficult to beat at home. In fact, they have not lost a game this year on their home court.
It looks like that will continue to be the case through today, save for some incredible, miraculous turnaround. Torres misses the three, a foul in the rebounding action. Savrasenko was crashing the boards. It's a foul on Maccabi.
Papaloukas once again with a good skip pass to the weak side, the wide open shot, and at the same time
there the cutter off the inbounds, and Savrasenko fouled again, this time in the act.
Yeah, nice cut there off the inbound. Really, Maccabi going to that zone. And it's not very good zone, to be honest with you. Allowing the cutter to come right into the lane, under the basket, receive a pass. Nothing to do but foul at that point. But CSKA, when they do miss, they are pounding the boards and getting good offensive position, so they get second shots. They're just doing everything right today, Mark.
The Brain Trust enjoying it, and why not? Hired Ettore Messina prior to last year. All he does is go and win them a championship. Yeah, they brought some players in as well. They've kept that core group together for another run at it this year, and right now it's all going according to schedule. Jerriton hits a 3, and it's inside a 20-point game for the first time in quite some time.
Papaloukas running the point.
Kicks it out for Torres. Fires and hits in rhythm.
What a combination. Papaloukas to Torres. Assist number 8 for Papaloukas.
Bynum off the mark at the other end. Papaloukas just doing just about everything right today. Hasn't turned the ball over once. He's got 14 points. And as Gail mentioned, the 8 assists. He's hit all but one of his shots.
Look at the ball movement to the weak side by CSKA. Has everything going for him. And Anderson with the turnaround jumper.
Anderson gets to double digits, becomes the 5th CSKA player to doubles already.
Anderson, a real tough matchup at 7 feet, down low, with the ability to go outside and hit the 3. Just a real solid player. Gives CSKA good offensive production coming off the bench.
David Anderson, a member of the Australian national team. One of 3 legitimate 7-footers that CSKA plays regularly. Nice hesitation for Bynum. Reverses it past Safrasenko. Tough shot for Will Bynum.
Yeah, pretty shot that time, and drive by Bynum. Trying to keep Maccabi somewhat in this ball game, but they've got a tough task.
David Anderson stepping it out again. It's a 3 this time. He can hit that. He's now hit 18 threes on the season.
Well, you know, they're making it very difficult for Maccabi. Maccabi throwing the ball away here. Costly turnover.
Anderson, in fact, has hit 18 of his 36 three-point attempts on the season. That's 50% for the 7-footer. Lead at 24. Papaloukas, 10 on the shot clock. Great ball movement. Always the extra pass for CSKA. This time another open look, and Anderson hits again.
Boy, what great teamwork, great passing, unselfish play by CSKA. And of course, Anderson's got the hot hand right now, and they're getting him the ball. Why not? That's what you do. Get the ball to the guy with the hot hand.
He now joins Trajan Langdon with 15 points for game high for CSKA. Sharon Chassan gets the layup at the other end.
Chassan, who did not play in game 2, is getting an opportunity here, trying to find an answer for the CSKA's hot shooting.
Holden can hit from 3, and a foul inside. It'll go against Maccabi again. They're not protecting their defensive backboards. Sailed through this particular game. And a winner-take-all to go to the Final Four matchup. Really only one team came ready to play, and boy, were they ready.
Boy, they really did come ready to play. They're making their open shots. They're grabbing rebounds. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game. Everything you want to do, CSKA is doing tonight.
Yaniv Green misses from on top. Got the long rebound. Another chance for Maccabi. Sharp in the lane, creates some space, misses, tries again, and puts it in.
Give Sharp credit. He stays with it. Maccabi doing a lot of one-on-one.
Halfway through the 4th quarter. Schmodis inside and hammered.
What a great play that time. Smotus sets the pick. His teammate comes off the pick. He steps inside. Often the screener is the one who's going to be open, and the great delivery to Smotus underneath.
Smotus misses the free throw. First miss from the line today.
Not a great free throw shooter at 69%, but he makes them when it counts.
1 of 2 on that trip. The banners have been flying today. Oh, yes, Final Four in Athens. And, yes, CSKA, it sure looks like you'll be going.
It sure does. They've had an outstanding ball game. Looking to go for their 5th straight Final Four appearance. Of course, they won it all last year. And if they play like they're playing tonight, they're going to give the other 3 teams all they want.
And that victory last year in the finals for CSKA.
But look at the hustle there by number 4, Theodoros Papaloukas. Have an outstanding game here tonight.
Doing a little bit of everything. In fact, a lot of everything. That victory last year in the finals for CSKA was their first EuroLeague or equivalent title in 25 years. The CSKA team had some great ones back in the late 60s and early 70s. 71 was their last equivalent title, and boy, that ended a long drought, and they did it in style. There's no reason to think they can't do it again, but the competition fierce. The 2 teams that are already in there, Panathinaikos and Tau, are certainly formidable.
Yeah, they really are, Mark, and this is going to be an outstanding Final Four. It's shaping up that way. The CSKA, of course, brings a lot of confidence and a lot of focus. If they do that, what they've done today with that focus and intensity, they're going to be mighty tough in this Final Four.
There is one other quarterfinal game 3 to be played. That taking place later on today. An all-Spanish quarterfinal. Werder Barcelona taking on Unicaja. Another winner-take-all game 3. And Smotus
got him a little bit with the body. As you can see here, not a lot. There's the little bump with the body. The block, though, is a good block. A little bit down below. Smotus doesn't like the call, but he's had an outstanding game. And with the big lead, is not too worried about it.
Now, CSKA came out very strong, obviously ready to play. And Smotus was a big part of setting that tone in the first quarter. He had 12, and really his team just rolled from there. Bynum gets his 6th point, but not a big impact game for him. Under 4 minutes to play. The CSKA lead remains at 18. And they've taken almost 3 times as many free throws as have Maccabi. More quick ball movement for CSKA. Step back jumper for Langdon. Sharp the rebound. Sharp says, you're not going to guard me, I'll take it. But no make this time.
And nobody on the offensive boards for Maccabi. It's all CSKA. They get the run out. They don't finish on the break.
Chasson taking it at the basket and draws the foul on David Anderson.
Nice play by Chasson. Going to the basket. Good drive. The lean in. Drawing the foul.
David Anderson saying, hey, I was given ground. Well, good job by Chasson to suck up that space and put the pressure on Anderson for the contact. 4th foul on David Anderson.
But what a factor Anderson has been tonight. Coming off the bench.
Making 7 of 8 shots, including a 3. 15 points for him. Couple of assists, couple of rebounds.
Real solid performance.
One of 5 CSKA players in double digits. Great balanced attack Torres 13, 14 for Papaloukas, 15 each for Langdon, Anderson, and Schmotis.
Looking inside, good position.
6 on the shot clock. Langdon gets to the basket.
What a clinic there on one-on-one play by Langdon. The crossover again, and just too much quickness for Green to guard him.
Nice move in the lane. Oh, Will Bynum loses Holden, who comes up a little gimpy. 16 is the deficit now with 2:15 to play. It's as close as Maccabi's been since really the first quarter. Step back jumper for Holden. Feeling okay.
He is now. He, of course, was a big factor in game 1 with 12 points, and he's just been outstanding on defense.
Alexei Savrasenko with some defense, waiting it out for the block very nicely on Green.
Boy, good block, all ball.
Remains Maccabi ball. Tough jumper won't go for Sharp. Rebound, Anderson is third. Quickly hitting ahead for Langdon. Doesn't like the numbers, backs it out.
Smart move.
See if Papaloukas can come up with his 10th assists. Probably won't give him one for that after the dribble. We'll see.
I like that as an assist. I don't know if they give him one, but it was he who created the play. The cross-court pass, the skip pass to Langdon. The defense runs at him. The head fake, and then the setup for the 3.
Still no registering of assist just yet on the stat monitor, but we will keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Vanden Spiegel picks up the foul.
Green going to his left. Nice move into the lane, draws a foul. But it's all CSKA, and it's time for celebration in Moscow. A very, very impressive performance by Langdon and the entire CSKA team. Arturo Messina has got to be happy with this performance, and, you know, give him a lot of credit. He got this team ready to play.
Well, Gail, I think you may have gotten your wish. Our statistical monitor shows 10 assists now for Papaloukas. A double-double, 14 points, 10 assists in the ball game.
He has really had a tremendous impact, as he has all season. But certainly tonight, he has just played outstanding. And again, just helping his teammates, setting everybody up, as well as scoring.
.42 seconds. Bynum inside out. Yasitis. Rebound, Vanden Spiegel. And a chance for Arturo Messina to pull out some of his guys who played well. David Anderson, big game, being pulled out. Crowd showing their appreciation. Papaloukas coming out as well. Konkrasov getting his only action of the game. He's in now.
In Moscow, they really love this team. This team has had a great deal of success, and they should. They're showing a great deal of support. Very appreciative of the performance that CSKA has given them tonight. There we see this part of the celebration that's beginning.
David Vanterpool unable to play as of yet. Still don't know whether a couple weeks more will allow that back to be in shape for the Final Four, but Messina giving him a hug, letting him know he's a big part of it.
Well, he is a big part of it. He has had a great season. Unfortunately, of course, he got hurt. Hasn't been able to play for a while now. But if he comes back, to put him in the mix here They're going to be very tough down in Athens at the Final Four. I mean, look at the help defensively. 3 guys converging on the dribbler. This is a team that trusts one another. They play together. Just an outstanding ball game.
Last gasp here. And it won't go. So CSKA Moscow has booked their trip to Athens. They're going back to the Final Four. 5 straight years, the defending champs will be in the mix in Athens.